Today's topic is the Nintendo DS. We're going to be taking a look at 5 games in my collection, which is really kind of like 6, but 5 games in my collection that are the most expensive. And I gotta be honest, I don't look up prices that often. I kind of have like an idea of what prices are, and then I go to look them up, and I'm like, whoa, like, wait, what? Why is that so expensive? So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So to start off our list is Resident Evil Deadly Silence, also known as Resident Evil DS. Now all these games are going to be complete in box, as you can see. The DS was a really special system for me. I really loved it. I thought it was a great concept, and I had a ton of fun with my DS. I had a DS, I had a DS Lite. I never got the DSi, but I mean, when I got the 3DS, I kind of like got rid of my DSs because I was like, well, what's the point? You know, I can just play anything I want on the 3DS. So Resident Evil Deadly Silence goes for, complete in box, about like between $80 and $100. So I'm going to pinpoint it exactly at $90. What I'm doing is I'm looking at price charting results as of March 2022. And, this is honestly a really great version of the Resident Evil game, of the very first game, with some, neat features added in to kind of complement the DS. It's a really phenomenal game, and I loved playing through this one. I don't know if I'd pay $100 for it or $90 for it. I don't think I would. I bought this retail when it came out and kind of held on to it ever since. And you'll find that a lot of these games, that's the case. This one's a little bit of a cheat because the Resident Evil DS game and this game were the same price loose. Because I looked up all these prices based on loose initially. And then when I realized, oh wait, dummy, you have them complete in box, I was like, oh, okay, well, we'll just throw in Resident Evil as a bonus. So, this game is Castlevania, Order of Ecclesia. This is my signed copy from EGA that I got at New York Comic Con several years ago. And man, I gotta say, it's my favorite DS game, and favorite, I'd say probably favorite post Symphony of the Night, EGA-vania, non-linear action game. I'm not saying the word. And I happen to have a sealed copy as well. This is the only sealed game that I still have in my collection. I think I might have an Alien vs. Predator that I bought fairly recently, like for PC sealed. I bought it on like Amazon or something like that, or maybe at a game store for like $5. But this game I've had in my collection since the game came out. I bought all the DS games when they came out and I held on to them. And this one is extra special because I got it signed. But then I was like, I want to get a copy that's not signed. So this is actually my brother's copy that he gave me. So I have held on to this one. So new price versus used price is totally different. So complete inbox, but not brand new, it's going for about $100. And tack on an additional probably about $50 to $60 for a complete in-box, brand new factory sealed copy. I don't know. The game is really good. I'd probably pay $100 for it, but I would not pay $160 new. I would just get it used and complete. But I'm never selling this one. I may one day sell this just because like prices are just stupid. And I am not a fan of keeping duplicates in my library. I usually sell them. This was the rare exception. So yeah, I don't know. I think I might. This will never get sold just because it's signed by EGA. So yeah, cool. All right, the next game on my list you may not be familiar with, but if you are, you've got taste. It is Super Robot Tyson OG Saga Endless Frontier. Now, you look at that title and you're like, wow, what a mouthful. But this is a game that Atlas released that is a kind of a precursor to the Project X Zone series. So if you like Project X Zone, you will love this game. It's got all the same type of humor and awesome character art. The gameplay itself is pretty much near identical to Project X Zone. I'd say it's a little slower paced, but it is really cool. I need to get back into this one because it's a lot of fun. I had this game used that I bought from GameStop on their website, and I was like, I generally don't buy DS stuff loose. I almost always just buy it complete in box, but I saw it on there for about, I think maybe $30, and I went for it because I was like, I will get a box manual for this eventually. So what happened was I was visiting my buddy Wes, Nefarious Wes, who you may know on YouTube, and we were visiting Game Force in Boulder, Colorado. We were all there for a wedding for a friend of ours, and so I ended up picking this up. I got this whole thing complete in box, but I ended up talking to the guy and being like, listen, is there any way you could just sell me just the box and manual? Like, you can keep the game, I want to lower the price. I think the game was going for about 50 or 60 at the time. So I have the receipt here from Boulder, and it's that higher price right there, $35, because I didn't buy much from that store when I went. But yeah, $35 for the game, box and manual, and now it is complete. Here's the thing about this game though, price-wise, it is all over the place. First off, there was a version that came with a CD, music CD, which the music in this game is great too. But I don't have that CD. I was not able to find that version, and it's always been expensive to get that CD. So if you look at that one, that's like one of the highest priced games if it comes with the CD, which is dumb, but is what it is. This one, I've seen prices all over the place. I've seen it sell for $40 complete in box, which I was like, what? That can't be right. If you go on the price charting for this game, loose, it sells for like $60. Complete in box, it's going for anywhere between $120 to $30, all the way up to like 200 something, 300 something I've seen. So I'm gonna set it at a reasonable, like realistic medium of $150 complete in box for this one. So yeah, really, really fun game. Get it loose if you gotta play it, because it's a lot of fun. Some of these are kind of out of order on this list, but this was the top 5 based on the loose prices, so bear with me. Complete in box, Gianna Sisters DS goes for about 80 something dollars. And this game it's funny because I bought this on Amazon for $15. I just happened to look up copies of it. I loved the Twisted Dreams game, the Gianna Sisters game. The soundtrack was incredible for that game. And so I was doing some digging and I was like, oh, there was a DS game. So I picked this up. God, I don't even remember when. It was like really early in, like right before the 3DS released. So probably like maybe 2011-ish, I bought this, $15. I think this was, this got a US release because it's got the US NTSC logo, but man, it got a very low print run, or it must have. But yeah, this is complete in box. If you like Mario type action platformer games, you'll love this one. It has great music, and it's just a fun action platformer that doesn't take itself too seriously. And so I would say that this is one of my favorite games on the DS. I've played through it, it's a lot of fun. But that price, I don't know, I'll stick with my $15 original price that I bought it for on Amazon like forever ago. Alright, now this next one is stupid. There's no reason why this game is this expensive. It sold tons. But it is Chrono Trigger on the DS. But here's the thing, and this is why this version is so expensive. If you look it up, there's 2 listings for Chrono Trigger on the DS. The first is just the regular version, which I think goes for like maybe $60 or $50 or something like that. But the first print run, which is the run that I bought this game because I wanted it. It's one of my favorite RPGs of all time. Probably like in the top 3 favorite. And it's a great game, classic. But the first print run came with a music CD, which I have somewhere around here if you pre-ordered it. And it came with this poster, which I'm opening very carefully, which is just the cover art minus... I mean, these posters also came with the Super NES version too. It was like this poster, and then there was another poster, which I have somewhere over there, the complete in-box of the Super NES Chrono Trigger. But, I mean, it's great art. This is one of my favorite covers ever for video games. But this is the reason why the first print run is more expensive. You'll see it labeled on there, first print run. And it's just dumb that a poster would cause a game to be that much more expensive. So Chrono Trigger is going for anywhere between $115 to $150. I'm gonna just pinpoint it at 130. Let's just call it 130. Just for that first print run with the poster. Why, I don't know, but you know, this is still, if you're looking to get a physical copy of it, you're not like downloading it off Steam or whatever, or you know, downloading it on your phone or whatnot. This is still the cheapest way to play this game in a physical capacity. Well, actually, no. Then there's also that Final Fantasy, like immediate correction there. There's the Final Fantasy collection, the Chronicles collection, that has Final Fantasy 6 or Final Fantasy 3, and it's got Chrono Trigger on it. It is a terrible way to play that game though, because every single time you open the menu, it loads. It takes a second to load, or a couple seconds, and it is agonizing to play. Because me, when I play an RPG, I open the menus constantly. So it's a rough version to play. This version also includes the cutscenes from that version though. So yeah, I still think this is probably the best version of the game that you could play, other than of course the original Super NES version. This has a lot of cool extras though. And finally, our most expensive game on this list, Little Red Riding Hood's Zombie Barbecue, as they say in the game. I love this game. I remember when it came out, I bought it and I held on to it just like all these other games. And it's just such a fun, awesome game with a great soundtrack. Oh, it's so good. It's such a heavy, crunchy soundtrack. One of my favorite games on the DS as well. I've never beaten it. It's so hard. It gets really difficult. Use the stylus on the bottom of the screen to move either I think it's Momotaro or Little Red Riding Hood. It's like a sexed up Little Red Riding Hood. And Momotaro's like the peach god or something like that, if I recall. It's like a Japanese lore of some sort. But yeah, it's a game where you shoot zombies. It's like a shoot 'em up. You know, it goes from it's a, like, I guess you could say belt scrolling, I guess, in a way, because it's moving. You know, the screen moves up and then it stops. You shoot the enemies, you kill them all, and then the screen moves up. So it's kind of like belt scrolling in a way. It's a lot of fun. It's really good. This game goes for about $200 something, like $220, $230. I've seen it go for. $250 was the highest I saw. And it's not worth that, especially when I believe, and you'd have to quote me as incorrect, but I think you can download this still on the 3DS. Like, there's a digital version you can buy for maybe 20 bucks or 30 bucks. I bought this when it came out. I think it retailed for about 30 bucks, I think. And I remember seeing these in the bargain bin for like 10 bucks. Same with a Barnyard, what's it called? Barnyard Blast Swamp, like a Castlevania ripoff. They were selling that at Best Buy for like 5 bucks back in the day. So it's crazy that this had such a jump in price. It's a great game, not worth that though. But that's about it. That's my list. What make your top 5 most expensive games on the DS? Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of any of these games on this list? Let me know down below. And there's some other videos in this in this vein of talking about top 5 most expensive. Go down below. You can see some of the others. Click the README description to check them out. Like, comment, subscribe, the whole nonsense. You know the drill. I'm out of here. Peace out, guys, and we'll see you again for a new video very soon.